This is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're coming to you from the Dawson James Securities 4th Annual Small Cap Growth Conference 2018 in Jupiter, Florida. I have with me today Thomas Schaffer from Biofrontera. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols. It's BFRA on NASDAQ and B8F on the Frankfurt Exchange. Welcome back to SNNLive.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome. I'm happy to be here.
It's good to have you. Now let's get started with a brief overview of the company. Please tell our audience, and then we'll ask you some other questions.
Well, we are a Germany-based company. We are in dermatology. We focus on treating non-melanoma skin cancer with a combination of drug and a light, which is called photodynamic therapy, and we market leaders in the world in that segment.
So give us a little history on the company, if you would, Thomas.
Yeah. Well, originally the company started out as a research platform, and then after a while it started focusing on own drug development. And ultimately we're now pretty much, I think, the only biotech or the only smaller pharma company in Europe that ever managed to get both a centralized European drug approval as well as an approval by the FDA in the United States. We're very proud of that. We've been marketing our products now in a couple of European countries with our own sales forces, and we have now very successfully also built the business in the United States since almost 2 years now.
What's your competitive advantage?
First of all, the efficacy of the drug. That's by far the best efficacy you can get for treating those conditions that we focus on. And secondly, compared to our competition, our direct competition, it's the ease of use of the product. So it's easier to use, it saves time for the doctor, it saves money for the doctor, and it does good for the patients.
Now, what's your target market?
It's dermatology. It's those people that suffer from certain forms of what is called non-melanoma skin cancer. It's those types of skin cancer that are induced by excessive exposure to the sun. Pretty much everyone will get it once in our lifetime. So Caucasians have it. When at the age of 60, every second Caucasian person does have certain form of skin cancer. Some of them aren't dangerous yet. Others will become dangerous, so you want to treat them as early as possible. And that's our target market, so to say.
Is your drug and light treatment first to market?
It is, yeah.
Now, how important is that to the growth of the company?
It's very important to the growth of the company. It's a treatment that's very well accepted, in particular by dermatologists over here in the United States, because of the efficacy, because I have to say it is also commercially quite advantageous for doctors pursuing such a treatment compared to just doing a prescription. And therefore I think we are very well positioned for those markets.
So let's talk about your fulfillment of unmet needs. Explain.
Yeah. Sure, I'm happy to do so. For a long time, most of the forms of non-melanoma skin cancer weren't treated adequately. They were treated just by spot treatment, which can be poor. They were treated by topical treatments, which efficacies are, to some extent, pretty poor. And now we have found a therapy that brings efficacies to over 90%. So imagine this, you have a therapy where over 90% of the patients are fully cleared from the disease that they used to have. And I think that's a huge advantage and a huge achievement for both for the patients and the doctors, and of course for us as well.
What's your background?
My background's in finance. I've been doing finance all my professional life in smaller and in larger companies. Most of them actually in the semiconductor and technology space, and Biofrontera is my first assignment in the pharmaceutical industry, but I'm more than happy serving for this company for over 5 years now.
Now, you're a public company, so from what you can tell me, what are some growth drivers?
It's the execution power of our sales force. That's really is. There's the medical advantages of our products are undisputed. You can ask pretty much any doctor. So it's really our own ability to grow.
Now let's get your website out there for our investor audience.
It's www.biofrontera.com, and you find any other information on that website.
Ladies and gentlemen, Thomas Schaffer, Biofrontera. It's a publicly traded company. I'm going to give you two symbols, BFRA on NASDAQ and B8F on the Frankfurt. I'm Shelley Kraft. This is SNNLive, and we're coming to you live from the Dawson James Securities 4th Annual Small Cap Growth Conference 2018 in Jupiter, Florida. Thomas, let me thank you for coming on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
My pleasure.
My pleasure, too.